Hideo Kojima has had a long, prolific, illustrious career in developing and making video games. At this point, the man who has introduced so many paradigm shifts to gaming has earned a rest. But he keeps returning to make games. Even now that he's finally free of Metal Gear, he's put himself under the eye of millions of fans worldwide by announcing his new game this far out from release. However, as much as we, his fans, want him to keep making games, his family apparently just wants him to retire, presumably so he can finally spend some of his time in peace and without the stress associated with game development. Speaking to GameSpot, he revealed that his family wants him to retire and just do what he wants, which is an issue since he apparently just wants to make games. "I'm also getting old and my family has been telling me to retire and do what I want," he said. "In the end, I want to make games. I want to make something fun. I like to share that with players. After all of that, I'm able to come back here, and being out there with everyone, I feel like I made the right choice. This may be selfish, but we're glad he hasn't retired for now. That said, if he ever does decide that he wants out, we think he'll have earned it. Either way, he'll have ours and millions of others throughout the globe's respect now and forever." In a bid to make the franchise even more realistic, Electronic Arts is adding all new narrative-driven features in FIFA 17's story mode. Chief among these is, oddly enough, a dialogue wheel that brings Mass Effect to mind. While BioWare's got their hands full with Mass Effect Andromeda, EA has decided to bring over one of that galaxy-trotting franchise's highlight features to their football game. How exactly does that work? The dialogue wheel, a Mass Effect innovation, allows you to forego full-length responses, opting instead for responding with a particular tone. In FIFA 17's Journey mode, the narrative centers around a young footballer named Alex Hunter. But instead of having canned cutscenes, you're given a degree of player agency by making Mass Effect-style dialogue choices as Alex interacts with his coach, his friends, and others. Weren't a fan of the teaser for Resident Evil 7 Biohazard at E3 and holding out hope that, like PT and Silent Hills, the final game would look different? As it turns out, that won't be the case. Producer Masachika Kawada revealed to GameSpot that the full game will be entirely first-person. When asked about the playable teaser being in first-person and whether the game itself would be in the same perspective, Kawada said, "The final game is also entirely in first-person perspective. This is driven by the concept of Resident Evil 7, which is a return to horror. At this particular time in games, it was determined that first-person was the most advantageous way to present horror to the player. When confronting the enemy, there's no barrier between you and the enemy. This also applies to exploration and gimmicks and traps and things like that." They felt that it really gets you up close and personal with everything, which adds to the horror element. Director Koshi Nakanishi also told IGN that the teaser is kind of a tonal preview instead of a content preview. It's also not showing off all the gameplay pillars we're going to have. It's focusing up front on the key pillars, which are fear, horror, and exploration of an environment. The other key pillars of Resident Evil, puzzle solving, resource management, and combat, they're coming down the line. They're all in there, but we're focusing on horror has come home as a kind of theme for the teaser demo. So if you thought the games were going away from horror in previous years, this is just a statement of intent, purpose to say it's back. It was noted that QuickTime events would not be returning, but health restoring herbs would. In an age of downgrades and scrappy console visuals, this is an interesting bit of news. According to PlayStation head Shuhei Yoshida, everything Sony showcased at E3 was running on the standard PS4 hardware. The core at the heart of the PS4 still has some fight in it yet, it seems. Everything is on a standard PS4, Yoshida tweeted recently. Sony unveiled demos for Spider-Man Days Gone and Death Stranding, among others, during its press conference. We were also treated to additional footage of Horizon Zero Dawn and Detroit Beyond Human. Sony's rather low-key confirmation that the PS4 Neo exists led many to wonder as to whether the footage showcased at E3 was running off the newer PS4 Neo hardware. It's certainly not an unreasonable conclusion, considering the frankly misleading demos we've been given for titles like Watch Dogs and The Witcher 3, both which had to be pared back substantially on the graphics front on account of weak console hardware. Microsoft may still be resistant to bring Halo 5 or the Master Chief Collection over to PC, but it doesn't look like that will apply to Halo 6 if and when it releases. In fact, given Microsoft's Xbox Anywhere initiative, one would have naturally assumed that Halo 6, when it does release, would be coming to Windows 10 PCs too. And now, in an interview with PC Gamer, Phil Spencer has confirmed as much. When asked if there would be an ideological reason Microsoft might not release the next Halo on PC, Spencer gave us a firm not at all, indicating that no objections to putting the game on PC would exist from his side, unlike the case with Halo 5. If this is true, this would make a lot of PC players, who have been requesting a new Halo game on the platform for a while now, very happy.
We hope you've enjoyed this video, so please consider subscribing to our channel. We do original content, reviews, graphics comparison, and much more, and try to upload a video every day. Thank you very much for checking us out.